It is incredible that these regions of our planet are geographically and culturally intertwined and appear to be a single continent. But are the Middle East and North Africa related? Let's find out exactly what the Middle East means and which countries are present there. Welcome to the Middle East North Africa map, everyone. Join us as we dive into details if North Africans and Middle Easterners are the same or not. Except for Egypt, which is crucial for Africa, and the northwest corner of Turkey, hued in orange, which is crucial for the European continent, the Middle East countries are necessary for the Asian mainland. The Mediterranean Sea marks the district's western border. The Arabian Peninsula's coastline and the Horn of Africa's coastline are divided irregularly by the Red Sea. Despite the Sahara Desert's porousness, northern African states are conceptually cut off from a continent referred to as sub-Saharan. The term Middle East refers to a region of countries that extends from West Asia into Africa. It consists of 17 different countries. The region is well known for its vibrant Islamic culture and vast oil riches. The term Middle East was first used by British India to describe a geological region. Except for Israel, the majority of countries in the Middle East are Muslim. Almost all of these countries have access to Turkey's oceanic western borders. Syria, the Mediterranean Sea, is misled by Cyprus, Lebanon, Israel, the Gaza Strip, and Egypt. The Red Ocean lies between the borders of Oman in the southeast and the southwest of Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and Yemen. Africa and Asia have a unique relationship. The Middle East has long been connected to important shipping routes between Europe and Asia. Because of its location, this region is frequently referred to as the Middle East. These grounds have been the subject of conflicts between worlds for a considerable time. One explanation is the person who controlled the exchange in the impacted district. North Africa, Central Asia, and the Southwest extends from Kazakhstan to Morocco, consisting of mountains, bays, deserts, and oceans. Sea of Galilee, the freshwater Aral Sea, and saltwater lakes. The Dead Sea is the lowest point on Earth, Israel. 1,400 feet below High Peak is the Hindu Kush. There is no single agreed-upon concept of what the Middle East is. North Africa and Southwest Asia will make up the Middle East for our group. The Middle East is located where Europe, Asia, and Africa converge. The relationship between Africa and Asia is also very unique. Since antiquated times, the Middle East has been associated with significant shipping lanes between Europe and Asia. Many individuals allude to this area as the Middle East because of its area. These grounds have been the subject of conflicts between worlds for a considerable time. One hypothesis is the exchange was impacted by whoever controlled the district. The countries of the Arabian Peninsula, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Oman, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, as well as Egypt, Turkey, Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Palestine, Jordan, Iraq, and Iran are frequently recalled for the list of Middle East countries. The region known as the Middle East includes countries with a predominance of Islamic culture. The phrase is expanded in this usage to include the extraneous regions of North Africa, Afghanistan, and maybe Pakistan. Iran, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and Yemen were the top 5 most populated countries. Istanbul, Turkey, Tehran, India, Baghdad, Iraq, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and Cairo, Egypt, in the Middle East largest cities. Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, and Oman are the 5 least populated countries. The Bay Nations are Bahrain, Kuwait, Iran, Oman, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, Yemen, the UAE, and the Red Sea border the Persian Gulf. There are many different ethnic groups that call the Middle East home, including Arabs, Turks, Persians, and Kurds. Given that the region is embroiled in numerous conflicts, the Middle East frequently makes headlines. The press mostly obscures the conflict since the Middle East is a global issue. A few countries in the region are rich in oil and other natural resources, which they sell to the rest of the globe at exorbitant prices. The 3 major Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, were introduced to the world in the Middle East. Islam is the most popular religion in the area. The Middle East is renowned for its wide range of religions. Islam, Christianity, and Judaism are just a few notable religions that have their roots here. Given that the region is embroiled in numerous conflicts, the Middle East frequently makes headlines. Given how important the Middle East is to everyone, the conflicts are widely covered in international news. A few countries in the region are rich in oil and other natural resources, which they sell to the rest of the globe at exorbitant prices. Sunni Islam and Shia Islam are the 2 main branches of Islam. Middle Eastern Muslims are the majority of Muslims are Sunni, making up less than 15% of the global Muslim population. Persian, Turkish, Arabic, Kurdish, and Berber are among the 5 dialects widely spoken in the Middle East. The most spoken language worldwide is Arabic, followed by Persian. Most of the Middle East has a warm, dry climate with a few sizable streams providing water systems to aid gardening. The Middle East and North Africa are among the areas most susceptible to climate change, including increased drought. Food, water, and energy shortages are being caused by climate change, which is escalating regional tensions and wars. 13 million Arab visitors are among its estimated 411 million residents. It is quite challenging to analyze the Middle Eastern economy because some countries are extraordinarily wealthy while others are extraordinarily impoverished. Bahrain is an East country that heavily depends on the commodity of infinite oil-related things to keep up with its economy. Saudi Arabia is one of the most abundant, largest countries by size. Different parts of the Middle East, such as Turkey and Israel, have far more diverse economies that include material production, cattle farming, cotton production, and banking. In exchange for an independent Arab state following the prolonged fall of the Ottoman Empire, the British and French convinced the Arabs to revolt against the Ottoman Empire during World War I. However, after the Allies won World War I, the Middle East was divided between Britain and France according to their interests, rather than what would be best for the diverse range of people and ethnic groups that called the region home. After World War II, Britain and France could no longer bear to carry out their radical methods, so they left the area, but the boundaries they had drawn remained. Wahhabism's expansion in the area. From the 16th century onward, a powerful dynasty, the House of Saud, has been engaged in conflict over controlling a sizable portion of the Arabian landmass. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is a crucial issue. 2 Jews and 2 Palestinians argue about a piece of land in the Middle East. The cases result from rigorous and provable associations. A significant chunk of the Arab world, the Middle East, went through a period of turmoil, armed uprisings, and anti-government rallies in 2011. Most of it began in response to the dictatorship, heresy, and financial inertia. Corruption in politics, financial decline, and joblessness. By the middle of 2012, the wave of initial upheavals and conflicts had become muddled, as several Arab Spring demonstrations had been met with vehement responses from experts and from civilian armies, counter-demonstrators, and forces that supported the government. Just the Tunisian insurrection made an established popularity-based government a step forward. Power changed in Egypt and Yemen. The conflict continues in Syria. Countries including Jordan, Oman, Saudi Arabia, and Bahrain implemented some political or established changes to put an end to the unrest. The liberal nation's naivete in believing that a vote-based system would work well throughout the Arab region has been exposed over the past 10 years. Events in Tunisia have once again highlighted how difficult it is to establish stable governments in countries where decades of fascism have prevented the rise of independent courts and political race bodies, free media, skilled common help, and educated populace, and various organizations that enable vote-based systems to function. Islamic extremism has long held sway in the region, as seen in the Iran-Iraq War, and the Middle East countries have long partnered with foreign powers like Russia and the U.S. These alliances have also financial benefits because any conflict will result in an oil and gas shortage that will affect the entire world. That brings us to the end of today's video. Let us hear what you think about this in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you in our next one.